The Boston Celtics find themselves at a crossroads that could define the future of the franchise. The dilemma is clear. Should they invest in experience and bring in a veteran who can provide stability in high-pressure moments, or continue to trust their young players like Sam Hauser and Payton Pritchard, who, despite showing talent, are still inconsistent in decisive games? This question is not only technical, but strategic and emotional. In recent games, the weakness of the bench has become evident. During a recent press conference, a journalist asked head coach Joe Mazzulla, "Do you really believe these young players can perform in playoff games? What do they need to do to assume this role reliably?" Mazzulla's answer was direct. Confidence is built with minutes on the court. But we know that, at times, experience can be the difference between winning and losing. This is exactly the point that divides opinions within the Celtics front office. Sources close to the team report growing pressure to bring in a veteran. "We need someone who's been in the trenches and knows how to handle pressure," said an anonymous team executive. However, this choice comes with its price. Bringing in an experienced player could limit the development of young talents who need minutes to grow. On the other hand, solely relying on the youth is risky, especially in a season where every loss can have major implications. Imagine a conference semifinal against rivals like the Bucks or 76ers, where every possession counts. The lack of experience could become an unbearable burden. There's also the emotional impact of this decision. Young players like Pritchard might feel sidelined if a veteran is brought in. This directly affects the team's morale. A player from the roster, who wished to remain anonymous, recently said, "We know the front office wants to win now, but do they trust us to do it?" The NBA trade market is full of possibilities, but also traps. The Boston Celtics are at the center of speculation, with rumors suggesting they are monitoring versatile players who could strengthen the bench and bring the necessary consistency for the playoffs. Among the most mentioned names are Bogdan Bogdanovic, with his ability to score and space the floor, and Kyle Kuzma, who offers a unique combination of physicality and versatility. But the price for acquiring these players is high. And the question echoing within the franchise is, how far are we willing to go? During an internal meeting, a source from the front office revealed the backstage tension. "We have a talented roster, but we can't ignore our gaps. If we want to compete with the best, we need to act now." However, such action doesn't come without costs. Trading for one of these players would mean giving up valuable draft picks or even promising young players, like Payton Pritchard or Sam Hauser. In a heated debate among team management, one executive questioned, "Is it worth sacrificing our future for a chance in the present? And what if that's not enough to win?" The complexity increases when considering the financial side. Many of the market targets have hefty contracts, which could push the Celtics further into luxury tax territory. This requires precise negotiations where every piece of the puzzle must fit perfectly. An NBA analyst recently commented, "Boston is playing a dangerous game. If they get it right, they could be title favorites, but one wrong move could cost years of rebuilding." Meanwhile, head coach Joe Mazzulla seems divided. When asked about the possibility of changes, he stated, "Of course, we want to improve, but we need to ensure that any decision is the right one for the group. We can't just react to external pressure." However, the pressure is everywhere. Fans are clamoring for reinforcements, especially after frustrating losses to direct competitors. The Celtics' dilemma is clear. Risk everything for an immediate reinforcement, or stay patient and trust internal development. With the trade deadline quickly approaching, each decision becomes more urgent and laden with consequences. Will Boston make the bold move that could change the course of the season? Or will they hesitate, allowing rivals like the Bucks and 76ers to take the lead? The Boston Celtics are operating dangerously close to the salary cap limit, meaning any move in the trade market could trigger significant financial repercussions. Yet at the same time, The team is in a unique position to compete for a title, and that opportunity cannot be wasted. The dilemma is brutal. Risk compromising financial flexibility to pursue glory now or preserve resources for the future, even if it costs them the championship. "We have to be smart," said a Celtics executive during a recent meeting. "But we also need to be bold. Tatum and Brown are in their prime. We can't waste this window of opportunity." Still, the team must deal with the heavy luxury tax penalties that are already threatening to suffocate the team's budget. Any addition to the roster would mean not only giving up valuable assets, like draft picks, but also taking on a financial burden that could harm long-term plans. However, there is an emotional pressure that cannot be ignored. Fans are hungry for a title. "If not now, when?" questioned a fan during a press conference. The answer is not so simple. An NBA financial analyst highlighted Boston is in a delicate position. If they risk everything and lose, the consequences will be severe. But if they do nothing, they may regret it forever. Internally, opinions are divided. While some believe bringing in an experienced player is essential, others argue that the financial risk is too great. A veteran player from the roster, who wished to remain anonymous, was clear. "We believe in what we have here, but if someone comes to add, they're welcome. I just hope it doesn't cost the future of the team." As the Boston Celtics weigh their options, their main rivals in the Eastern Conference are acting with speed and precision. The Milwaukee Bucks recently shocked the market by acquiring a key piece for their rotation, sending a clear message: "We're ready to fight for the title." Likewise, the Philadelphia 76ers have been adjusting their team to maximize the impact of Joel Embiid, bringing in reinforcements that could make a difference in critical moments. "You can't stand still while your competitors strengthen," warned an ESPN analyst. "The NBA is a ruthless league, and those who hesitate fall behind." This pressure is palpable in Boston, where the front office is aware that every move, or lack thereof, could determine the course of the season. Coach Joe Mazzulla, when asked about rivals' moves, answered cautiously, "We're focused on what we can control. We can't get distracted by what others are doing." But the reality is, the actions of the competitors put additional pressure on the Celtics. Every reinforcement acquired by the Bucks or 76ers makes Boston's mission more difficult.